Okay, so Joe just came home with half of our load. This is the lumber, the start of the lumber that we purchased for the new chicken coop that we're going to build. So I'm going to help him unload the truck. So that's just half of the order. We got the other half coming tomorrow. Tammy here from Homemade and Homegrown. So I am so excited. Today is a beautiful day. It is Friday, Good Friday actually. So I'll take this moment to thank my Lord and Savior for dying on the cross for my sins and yours. Today is a very special, somber, humble day, and so I am just really grateful for his obedience to the Father, and his love kept him up there. His love for us kept him up there. So I thought quite fitting to wear my Bless the Lord, Oh My Soul t-shirt. I just got this in the mail. So I was really excited to get that. So today, I've got a lot of stuff to do, and I want to get on board because tomorrow we're going to start, or Saturday, yes, Saturday, tomorrow, we're going to start on the new chicken coop. So we want to get that prepared, ready, built for the new chicks when they come. Not necessarily, actually I shouldn't say the new chicks. The current chicks that we have, or chickens that we have right now, we're going to move them into the new coop, while the new chicks will take over the smaller, what I'm calling the nursery. So, and just a quick update, my fertilized eggs that are in the incubator, they're doing well. I'm going to be checking them. I think I'm going to check them tomorrow to see how well they're doing, to find out if they were fully fertilized and if there's life going on inside them. I prayed over them, so I really hope that God answered my prayer and allowing them all to have life. So that's another thing. Spring is here. Everybody has got, I know they got spring fever, cabin fever for sure. They need to get out. So if you have garden and things like that, or if you're aspiring to grow some food this year, make sure that you plant your comments down below and let me know what you're growing. Tell me what you're growing and what you're excited about, and if you're involving the kids, stuff like that. So let me know, comment below, plant it below, and I'll be sure to read your comments because I love getting them. But if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you like the videos that I produce, be sure to like the video, and how about ringing that notification bell so you don't miss another video that I create. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pruning a lot and ripping out a lot of those vines that are smothering the wild rose bushes that I have here. They're beautiful when they're in full bloom, so I want to make sure that they aren't getting smothered by these vines. Also, I checked the soil in my garden, in my raised beds, and they are good to work. So I'm going to just kind of fluff the soil up and just to air it out, so that next week I will be planting some of my lettuce and spinach and things like that, cabbage. So I'm going to get all that ready. So I just figured I'd take you along with me and just hang out together. Okay, so let's get to work. Got a new, whoops, tripping. I got a new fork. Now I'm not going to touch this one right now because this is where my garlic is, but I will remove some of the mulch that I have on top, just to so it's not weighed down as much. So I'm not gonna like dig right in, but just to get some of this out of the way. This is the first year that I've planted garlic, so I really hope it turns out. You might be, oh, I got some growth. You might be able to hear the chickens in the background up on the hill. They're anxious to get out of the coop, but because of those weasels, I don't feel confident yet to let them out. Some of you who don't know, I've got weasels living underneath my raised garden bed that's beside the chicken coop up there. They've been there all winter. I've been watching them on my camera, so we're really trying our best to get them, because they can't stay here. They're not invited. There, that should release some of the, air some of that out anyway. But I do see some growth happening, so I don't want to disturb it too much. Oh, I'm so excited. Weather feels awesome today. A little cool, but the sun feels beautiful. Okay, so I have nothing in here, so I'm just going to loosen up the soil. Ooh, we got lots of worms. That's good. Everything's waking up. Soil looks awesome. Last year I had my red onions and yellow Spanish onions in here. Some people believe in crop rotation. I don't know how beneficial that is, because if I consider the ways of the Lord, He doesn't do that. And His creation grows fine. Oh yeah, that looks so good. Actually, I've been watching Back to Eden gardening lately on YouTube. If you haven't heard of that, be sure to Google that or go into YouTube and check that out. But it's basically gardening God's way. Following creation and adding wood chips, and compost to your soil. Oh, this feels so good. I'll definitely, maybe I might be able to plant something this weekend, because this is completely thawed out. Okay. There we go. This is so fun. So I'm going to continue on down the rows. I'll bring it over. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah. the straw in there too. It's seedless, so shouldn't be getting any weeds. I hope. I hope I don't. Last year when we built the garden, in these boxes, I had ordered topsoil to put into the boxes. It was horrible. It was a horrible mess. It was rocks and there was pieces of concrete. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So I will not be doing that again. Oh, it feels so good to get out. Breathe the fresh air. Next. Do you celebrate the Easter weekend? Tell me how do you celebrate it? What does Easter mean to you? Oh, I got some beautiful big worms inside here. Maybe bring you closer. Look at that soil. Nice and rich. I definitely prepared this last year, knowing that this was going to be my full first year of growing my food, and majority of it, because this year I'm really focusing on upping my percentage of food that I've grown instead of having to rely on the grocery store. So there's going to be a lot of vegetables that I'll be planting this year. I can't wait to open up the new part that's going to be on the other side of this garden. Doesn't that look good? Nice and fluffy. Breaking up nicely. Okay, so this box here beside us, that is strawberries. Ooh, I need a drink. Let's get some water into me. See, this is exercise. I bought some pretty decorations for my garden. We'll be putting them up inside. Of course, I have to have one of these. And just some cute little flowers. This is a flower with a ladybug on it. I'll just take that dollar store tag off. Isn't that cute? So I'll be putting them inside the garden somewhere. We'll see. One more drink. But yeah, this one here has got strawberries in it. So I'm only just going to kind of go around them just to loosen up the soil and aerate it. Let's take some of this straw out. I really packed it in for the winter. Put that back later just to keep any weeds and stuff down. But just fluff them up a bit. Wakey wakey, it's springtime. Oh, it feels so good to put your hands in the dirt. I've been itching for this. Unbelievable. Okay, So I'm gonna carry on and I'll bring you back when I'm all finished, okay? Boxes. These ones here still had a few chunky clumps of, oh, my shadow's in the way, like frozen. That's still frozen, but dig it out so it can warm up. But there's a few, so I'm sure that the rest of these boxes, which are the same size, only hooped, will probably be warmer because of these hoops. So let's see. I'm going to take one side off and just roll it around, and then put them back once I'm done tilling it all up. So I'll be right back. See how this goes. Oh yeah, I can go all the way down. That one I couldn't. These two also have the fabric underneath, so I have to make sure I don't poke it. Last year I had my cabbage in here. It went okay. Could have been better, but again, last year was a lot of learning experience. This year I definitely feel a lot more confident. When you've got a short growing season, having raised garden, I think, is a good start, a good head start. Produce that you want to grow, and it takes, 100 and 120 days or more. I can't grow stuff like that unless I have it in a raised box. And I have the soil nice and, warm under these hoop houses. So all I did, I went to the hardware store and I got this, I believe this is for wire, and it's plastic. It's plastic tubing, and all Joe did was put the brace up here, and then he screwed the hoop on top, and then we just tucked the other end and screwed it to the side wall, and that's perfect. It cost me maybe $10 for the roll because it was a big huge roll, so I was able to make 3. I've still got a little bit more left of the roll, but it wasn't enough to make another box of this size. But even if you're like living in an apartment or something, you can create your own. Get creative, on how to make domes around your pot plants, and not those plants. You know what I mean. Set up a table near a bright window where the sun comes in. You can start your garden that way before it goes outside. Container gardens, that works. You know, I know if I was living in an apartment, I would have container gardens galore going on. That's how you know you're working hard. You're getting a callus and it's a blister already. My first blister of the season. Put that back on. I'm going to keep the ends open now just to air it out. One down, two to go. I'll move you over to the other side. When the snow was melting, I was keeping an eye on how the sun was hitting the garden, and I noticed that in the morning, because of the mountaintop that I have back there, it blocks the sun, so the sun doesn't get here till late morning. And I'm noticing little things like that make a difference in what you're going to plant in certain areas. Because some plants will need full sun all day long, or partial sun, or prefer shade, you know. So by doing that, it actually changed some of my plans of what's going where now. Oh, I already see some grass growing. Better get that out of there. So yesterday was April Fool's. Did anybody get you? Actually, I don't know if you saw it online. There was I saw a picture where a wife had saved all her Prime Amazon boxes and she retaped them up. She lined them all, probably about 50 or 60 boxes, and she placed them all in front of the doorway. So when hubby came home, he saw all these boxes. I cracked up. I thought that was probably one of the best gags I've seen in a while. Can you imagine the look on the face of that husband? What did she go and do now? I thought it was hilarious. That'd be something I'd do. Just to get Joe, it's a goat. This is really turning up good. And the soil's so black and rich. It's done. Oh, beautiful. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna start planting some stuff real soon. I did start some more seeds yesterday. I started some peas, some beans. I know you can direct seed those, but I'm just gonna get them started. And then once we get our trellis that we're gonna be putting in, which is basically just wire, but I'm going to, in between these rows here, I'm going to put the trellis, arch it over, and we're gonna have the beans climb up those. Okay, one more. I'll bring you back. No, actually, you know what? You can hang out with me. Can't you hang out with me? You don't need to go anywhere, do you? Oh, I didn't put the other one back up. Coffee. Okay. Where were we? There, now you can really see. How about I bring you down a bit? There we go. Oh, look at that. That just goes in ever so nice. Look at this soil. Beautiful. Take care of the soil, and the soil will take care of you. No, and I was mentioning earlier that I was watching Back to Eden gardening. It made a lot of sense to me when you think about how God created everything. And the biggest thing that I got from it is, like, if you go into the woods and you see, all the fallen leaves and pine needles and everything else, that's all nutrients going back into the soil to feed the trees. And so when you go on there and he teaches about just adding your compost and wood chips, really that's all you need to do to prepare your soil. And he's not really so much into, I guess, tilling, because it's supposed to represent a no-till garden type style, because God doesn't till necessarily. But anyway, the rainfall that we had last night or yesterday, I knew it was really going to open up the ground. So this is another reason why I'm down here, because I knew that all these other beds and stuff like that would have got a good dose of rain, loosen up the soil. That's what I was trying to say. So that would probably be about the only tilling that God's doing for opening up the ground. Of course, he knows what's best. But when the guy was talking about how, if we kind of go back to the way Adam and Eve were doing it, everything was looked after. They didn't have to be doing any tilling. And oh, look at that big worm. Where is he? There he is. They didn't have to do any tilling. They didn't have to work the ground. Everything was there, all for their enjoyment. All as a gift from God. So if we kind of imagine how things would have been, gardening really, it shouldn't be all that hard. I think we make it hard, and the gardening industry can be a little elusive, and thinking that we need this and we need that, and it depends on your soil, of course. But like last year, I was so worried about the clay soil that I have, and how I'm gonna loosen that and amend it and everything. Well, according to that guy, I just keep adding wood chips and wood chips and wood chips year after year after year. The first couple of years it's gonna take a while, but it's not that I can't grow anything. I can still grow stuff. Just got to be a little bit more selective of what I'm growing. After a few years of doing that, I should have soil like this. Continue to add wood chips and my chicken poop. It'll be perfect. Voila. She's finished. That didn't take too long. What time is it? That only took me an hour. So right here on the other side of the fence here, I'm going to be fencing in this grass perimeter, if you can see, along here. This is where I'm going to have my tomatoes. I'm going to be planting a lot of tomatoes, probably about 200 plants. So that's going to be, sorry, I'm out of breath. I think that's going to be enough so that I can make spaghetti sauce and salsas and diced and canned tomatoes, whole tomatoes, stuff like that. So this area here is going to be all tomatoes. I'm going to have to pull this up so I can cultivate that as well. This is where my zucchini goes. I'm not going to plant as many zucchinis this year. Last year I had 13 plants. I'm probably only going to do about half of that, and then the other half will be my squash. So they will be planted there. Okay, so I've got little things holding this down, little pins, so I gotta look for them. Maybe I should start at the other end and bring it up. Yeah, I'm gonna start on the other end. Fabric is really good. Okay, this is gonna take a while. I'll get you back here when I get a little bit closer. But I have to take these guys out and roll it up. So I'll be back. So I'm not taking this one off because this is just my row one, but this one here, I'm starting from here over. And I'll just roll it up from over there to here. Wherever there was singles was Joe. Wherever there's two crisscross, that was me. So I obviously did this row. There's two. Country girls don't mind getting dirty. Nothing the shower can't fix. Okay. I want the whole thing tilled, but this is my walking row, so I probably don't even need to pull that up. Yeah, no, I'll do that. Probably don't need this many pegs. But I was trying to make sure I didn't get any weeds to come up. Sorry, you getting some dirt in your face? Just like me. Might be stuck under the fence. Yeah, we had this carpet down before we put this fence up. So the fence ended up going on top of the carpet a bit. And that looks like it's staying there, so a stick in my eye. Soil looks pretty good. This was all nothing but weeds and thistles and you name it. The stuff you don't want was here. Whew. Okay, so I'm gonna have to leave that here because I can't get that out from underneath the fence. There. All ready for Joe to till up for me. Here we go. I feel accomplished today. Look at that poor greenhouse. Oh well. Another learning experience. Anyway, we've got the garden ready. Let's see, what time is it? Though I may have to cut it for a little bit, start dinner. And now that we've got nice long daylight hours, let me turn the camera around. Nice long daylight hours. I can come back down and start the rest. What'd I do with my coffee mug? Where art thou? Oh, over here. I put some of my garden things up. Check it out. There's one. You can see the little, see the little flowers there. One there, and there's one way back there. And I put my rooster over there, right there in the corner. Where is he? Right there. So as you can tell, I'm having a lot of fun today. Nice smile on my face. So, yeah, I think I'll go inside, start dinner. That'll be about a half an hour because I've got everything all pre-prepared. Stick it in the oven. And then start on this pruning of those rose bushes. Every time I'm looking at it though, I'm like, hee. I don't want to do it, but it has to get done. Well, we will see you back here in, it's going to be probably 45 minutes for me and you a YouTube second. So we'll see you soon. Okay. Okay guys, I am back. Got a full belly. This is going to be quite the job. So I'm going to see what I can do before it gets too dark or whatever. But anyway, we're going to clean up some of this vine that's been strangling the rose bush that I have here. So I'm going to yank and cut some of that out as much as I can. There's some wood in the way. Bring it closer. This vine is insane. Oh. Holy cow, it's under the ground. Ah. Where else? Take out of there. I want it off of the rose bush. Thinking it's way over there. We used to have a big pine tree here, and all this vine would climb up the tree. And the reason why it's used to is because it killed the tree. So I gotta figure out how to dig this out. We got our last load of lumber for the chicken coop. Joe picked that up after work today. Oh, gotta cut it. So that's exciting, can't wait, because then we can start the coop. Now I'm getting tied up in it. All right. To burn this stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Because we got a bush here, and the rose bush. Actually, you can't even tell what I'm talking about. But we got a bush here, but the rose bush has made its way underneath and started to make a spot here. So this was new growth last year. And there, this is dead here. So full of thorns. But I forgot my hat. I think I'm gonna have to burn this stuff. Yeah, looks like it, but I wanted to get that vine anyway out of there, which I've done. I've done that. There's a couple more pieces I'll grab. Actually, I'll do that now. Put you down here. Yeah. Okay. This is annoying stuff right here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna burn the rest of that. Whoop! I just broke my little storage tub. Well, now I got some plastic to pick up. Anyway, I got done what I wanted to get done. I knew I couldn't get into the like the big root of it. So, but I just wanted to get those pieces out of there. Whew. Yeah, I can't stand working with gloves. But that stuff is thorny. Had to get a pair for stuff like that. So anyway, I think I'll end the video there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Whew! As you can see, everything's stored in my shed, outdoor stuff. But thanks for joining me today. Got a lot done. I feel accomplished, so that's good. I'm happy about that. Got some good fresh air. Probably sleep good tonight. But anyway, thanks for spending some time with me today. And I hope you have a fabulous weekend, Easter weekend. And I send you out with a blessing. And we'll see you next time. And you have a wonderful weekend. God bless. Bye for now.